Here's your hosts, Jamie Wonko and Joe Vitale.
Okay.
Well, hello.
Well, hello. How are you?
I am very well.
How are you, Santa?
On this very special episode, welcome to the Balancing Act podcast.
Yes, we are here. It's the holiday season.
I
beat you to the singing. I would like that to be noted in the minutes of this episode that I sang first.
Noted.
Yes.
Noted. I am going to probably take my beard off.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Jamie, I didn't know that was you. Hi, Santa.
Well, hello, everyone.
We have our very special episode. We want to wish all of our listeners a happy holidays.
That's right.
Merry Christmas, Merry Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
All the things.
All the winter holidays.
Yes, and we are also in the throes of just before break, so the kids are out of their minds. And it's just that time of year. It's the most wonderful time. That's good.
Of the
Okay.
year. I know. I have to say I haven't noticed like a wild change yet. I expect that more next week.
I agree.
But we're building. You can feel it building. The train is going up the mountain.
Yes.
Right? We're building some momentum.
Yeah. It's almost like, but it's like runaway mine train. It's like you're going to get to the top and it's just going to be like, white knuckle ride to the end. I don't know about you, but I always try to temper my expectations around this time of year. I try to do fun activities and, I still do assessments and important stuff, but I try to make those as spaced out as possible. I want during this time of year. And I know you've been doing some different holiday related activities in your classroom too. So,
it's we have a lot with the subject that I teach, a lot of culture, a lot of religion, a lot of discussions, and yet the children really don't have a ton of exposure to that. And I don't know if it's a little bit of COVID and their age, missing some of those things that, we had to cut out because you didn't have as much time, or if it was this push for testing. And so teachers were forced to cut out some of these items. I don't really know if there's a reason, but I have noticed they don't seem to really know. I can certainly tell you, we did a lengthy Hanukkah assignment the other day, and it was, the first time.
Really?
The first time.
Okay.
They were, what is that? What is a dreidel? What is a menorah? It was back to basics of, So I'm really glad that I did it. And, I was really glad I did it. The kids were really proud of what they learned. And, so it was definitely a worthwhile day.
Awesome.
It was 1 hour, but it was worth it.
My classes and I had the idea of doing a service project with my classes, and we're in the throes of collecting. The hat went away. In the throes of collecting a winter coats, hats, scarves, and gloves for the homeless population of New Jersey. It's going to be given out at a outreach event that's run by a friend of mine from high school. She's been doing this for a number of years around Thanksgiving and Christmas. I think around Thanksgiving this year, they fed 250 people from donations.
That's remarkable.
Yeah, it's great. So we kind of tagged along with what she's doing. I know I wanted to help her, but I kind of had the students come up with how are we going to publicize? Who should we contact? Are we going to email somebody? Great. You're emailing them. I'm not doing it. If they came up with the idea, the answer was yes. And we just kept throwing things onto the pile. So thankfully our mayor, who's very supportive of our town, posted our flyer on Facebook, and somebody, I do not know who they are, came by the school yesterday and dropped off 2 big paper bags full of 60. They must be hand knitted hats. It must be something that somebody done. It was awesome. It was just, we dumped them out on the table, and we're keeping track of everything, for the amount of textiles that we collect as well for our green team at the school, to be sustainable. and it was really awesome to see how the community's coming together and how the project's being put together. And I like to do service projects with students because I feel it's beneficial for them to see how can I benefit my community, and it doesn't take much. Making some announcements, putting up a couple flyers, you'd be surprised what you wind up collecting for a disadvantaged population. So it's really awesome. It's going really well.
That is amazing.
Yes.
It's always I love a good service project.
Yeah, you do some great ones as well. My whole thing was, and it's not that I'm bored, but I just wanted to, I wanted to like spice it up a little bit. And with civics, I mean, part of your responsibility of a citizen is giving back and being involved and being active.
That's right.
So it was a good way to introduce the students to serving their community, and in a large or a small way. It can be going through your closet and taking 10 minutes to see what stuff doesn't fit and giving that to a group of people who maybe need it. So I think it's a nice little project. And shout out to Maria Fazio, who does the collecting and doling out of all of the items around the holidays, and that'll be taking place over the winter break. So
Oh,
very
how
excited.
lovely. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
it's great. So it's as you can see, it's the holiday. We got a new tree. I love my new tree, I must admit, because it has multiple different light effects. My wife saw it on the TikTok, and I got it at Home Depot, and I love it.
Is it the Home Depot viral tree?
I think it is the Home Depot viral tree.
Just, the Wonkos got that last year. Facts.
Listen, we like to not be trendsetters and follow the
Follow the crowd.
we follow the crowd.
Understand.
And you're the crowd, so we're gonna follow you.
It has a little remote control, right?
It does have a little remote control.
Yeah. Is that twinkle lights? Is your setting twinkle lights?
Which I enjoy. I
That's my
enjoy the twinkle
favorite. It
light.
reminds me of it reminds me very much of when you leave Epcot through the main entrance. It's just Epcot to me, and that whole vibe. They actually, and I don't know if they still have it, but they used to have those twinkles in the stones on the ground.
Okay.
And it was just my most favorite.
Yeah.
And so we've battled a little bit here because my one of my girls wants it to be colored, and it's a no. I said, one day when you're an adult, you can have a tree and you can make you can make that decision for yourself. But it is nice that you can change it so easily.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, this is my playroom tree. This is the girls. The girls' theme of their tree this year was, or is.
Yeah.
Can you figure it out?
I'm sorry. I because of the way my camera is set up in the screen, I can't see.
Cardinals.
Cardinals. Oh, okay. We have some cardinals on our tree as well.
All cardinals. Even
very nice.
The tree topper is a big cardinal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So I figured I'd hit it up in the in the land of Santa back here in the playroom today.
Got it. I want a Star Wars tree, but I think I'll be resigned to doing a second tree if I want my Star Wars tree with I don't really have a lot of Star Wars ornaments, but I think I want that to be a thing. Because
we have an Epcot tree, right? We have our second tree.
I like it.
Like 4 trees, but the second tree
when do you start decorating? When, like September 4th?
Yes.
Or 5th?
It should be the whole year, but we did buy a new tree last year, and then we got another new tree this year, and because we want this. I know this is really going to sound ridiculous, but we wanted the lights to match. And our new tree, that tree has like really tiny little bulbs. So we bought another tree, but I have to say the one that we bought this year at Home Depot, that is our Epcot tree, it was only $50.
Oh, wow.
And it's a 5-footer. It's really, really nice.
Awesome.
So your dreams can come true about your Star Wars tree.
We have our old tree that we used to have up here, that we still have it up in the attic because we didn't take it down this year. So that might be something that we could use. But that's for another holiday, for another time. But I do love sitting in a decorated room and watching a football game on a Sunday and with the tree and relaxing. It's definitely a time of year that I enjoy. And then as soon as it's over, I'm like, all right, summer. Is it summer yet? Is it warm? Because my favorite part of winter is when it's over. And that's really the end of my winter excursion.
Same. I am
Yes.
I am there with you. I am a full bear. I hibernate. I don't want to go out past,
Yes.
the darkness at 4:30 PM.
Oh, it gets so dark.
It's so dark.
It's so dark so early.
So dark
Um,
so early. Yeah.
so I hear you have some topics that you want to talk about today, and I have not been privy to these topics. So I'm looking forward to. I know last time we did trivia around Halloween, and I was like, I'm a loser, and I got like 0 questions right, maybe
Hmm.
1. Oh, I got the Michael Myers question right with the William Shatner mask, but the
Oh,
rest of them
yes, that's right.
I did not get correct.
All
So
right.
is it
Well,
trivia? Is it trivia?
it is not.
Ooh,
It
Tracy
is
scared me.
not.
Okay. Oh, it's
It's not
not
trivia.
trivia. Okay.
It's not. I have a little holiday would you rather.
Oh, I like it. Okay.
Okay. All right. So, would you rather for Christmas have a full meal from McDonald's
Okay.
or a traditional homemade dinner?
I would go traditional homemade dinner.
And what does that look like for you?
For us, we do. My wife makes stuffed shrimp, and we do like little appetizers, and we have antipasto, which is now a charcuterie board. You know, the fancy thing that they call it. Um,
You can
so
make a charcuterie.
yes, we could. We do the meats and cheeses. It's normally like we do like stuffed shells or and big pot of sauce and meatballs and Italian pastries and stuff like that. That's our and I enjoy it. I enjoy having my family over and doing that. That's kind of been like the traditional thing that we've done for a long time in my family. It was funny. We don't. Someone asked me if I did the 7 fishes today, and I'm like, nah, don't do. We do like some fishes. We don't do like the 7 fishes. And then the person said, oh well, I get like we do those lobster tails, which are the pastries from the bakery. I'm like, yeah, we do those too. I guess that counts as a fish.
That can be a
Um,
fish. Some
yeah,
goldfish.
I mean, it's not that I don't enjoy a fast food meal. Um, but I definitely would say that the home cooked traditional meal would definitely be something I would like.
Okay. I would go
Well,
with home. I would go with traditional as well, but
a-
all the fishes and only fish.
what do you do on what is your normal
Yeah.
Christmas meal?
Usually have turkey for Christmas Day, but Christmas Eve is my favorite food dinner meal of the year. It's not the only time that I have that, but it's the only like if I never had another type of dinner, that would be it because
Yeah.
it's just all of the fish. Yeah.
When we moved back to New Jersey because we lived in Pennsylvania for a little while, and we it was like Christmas Eve night, and my friend who I've known since the 2nd grade. I consider myself very blessed to have lifelong friends. One of which who lives in town, some that live across the country, one in Indiana. But my buddy in Colonia is like, yeah, you should come up for Christmas Eve. Everybody's going to be over. I'm like, yeah, you hang out with your family. I appreciate the invite. It's really nice. And we would spend holidays together when we were kids and go to each other's houses on Christmas Eve night and stuff like that. So we go to church, and church, of course, is we got the times wrong, and our kids were smaller, and like, oh, our next mass is like a kids mass at like 9 o'clock, and like, oh, they're never going to make it. So we drove to my friend's house, and now every year on Christmas Eve we go to his house, and we call it multicultural Christmas because it's like the Jewish neighbor across the street makes latkes and bring them over, and they are delicious. And his mom makes lumpia, which is Filipino egg rolls. My wife makes like meatballs or stuffed shells or a tray of something to bring over, and it's just all these foods from around the world that everybody eats. So it's really a lot of fun and good to spend time with people that you don't get to see as often as you would like. But that's some of my new favorite traditions, and having my kids be able to hang out with his kids like the way we used to when we were
When you
kids.
were kids.
Yeah, it's an interesting full circle event. So
That's so nice.
sorry to go off topic there
No,
with
that's
your would you rather.
great.
Would you rather go tubing or no? Okay.
No.
So
All
for
right.
you it
Would
would be
you
a no.
rather eat would you rather eat one chocolate piece in your advent calendar every single day, or would you rather eat all the candy in one day?
I would probably do a 1 piece of chocolate per night thing.
Got it. I have
Savor it
a
for long periods of time.
yeah, I have my advent calendar, and it is a cheese advent calendar. Today
Yes.
was a spicy apple cheddar. which sounds, but it was good so far. We're into it, and I'm the cheeses of the world this year are really impressing me.
Very
Shout
nice.
out Aldi. Yes.
You had once gotten me the Aldi coffee
Oh yes, that's right.
one. That was fun. That was nice. My wife, one Christmas got me a bourbon advent calendar, and that was a fun December because it was like every
You
night.
were just sloshing
It was
around.
like every night, and I was recovering from I had surgery on my Achilles, so I was pretty much laid up. And I'd be like, "Ooh, can I have my nightly bourbon?" And my wife would bring it over, and we'd just sit there and drink it and fall asleep at 8 o'clock.
Delivery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was fun. Good stuff. I'm
Would
definitely
you rather?
Go ahead.
Okay. Would you rather receive gifts or give gifts?
I would say give.
Yeah.
I like to see people happy. I like to see people's faces when they enjoy the gifts that you give them or the tokens of appreciation that you give to someone else. I like to surprise my wife and get her things that maybe she doesn't like. Oh, that's so sentimental. Like try and do stuff like that. I try to be cute and corny and stuff like that. So I think I do a good job. And we like to surprise our kids and make sure that they have the wonder which is Christmas every morning. Or in the morning on Christmas morning. So definitely give.
Yeah, because that's such a great gift as a parent to be able
What
to
about you? As long as it's a spa gift card, you're good, right? It's a spa gift card.
I like to give gifts. I like to get gifts, but I like to give them more. If I had to pick, I would say give, but also it's probably I don't I like what I like. So, and I also don't like things being wasted.
Got it.
So, it kind of if there's something that I'm given and it's not really to me like practical or something that I'm really going to use, then to me it's like not enjoyable.
Well,
Uh,
this leads us to I gave you a little present today that I wanted you to open on our little live broadcast here. A little something from me to you, friend, and it is
oh,
not anything inappropriate. So you're welcome
should
to
I open
open that.
it?
Of course, that's perfect
All right.
timing. Go for it. Open it.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh. Oh, I wanted
I
this.
know you had mentioned in the car when we went to go film our episode. You're like, "Oh, Drew got a pop socket, and it's got like a wallet, and I can't break up with my pop socket yet." And I was like, "Well, they have a pop socket wallet, and actually, that's a MagSafe one, and actually, it magnetically connects to the back of your phone, so you don't have to like put an adhesive on it, so you could even take it off if you don't like it." So I remembered that you had mentioned that, and I hope that you will find some good use out of it.
Wow, this is great.
Awesome. I'm glad that you like it.
I have to put my microphone down. Hold on.
Yes. We're testing it out. Sponsor us, Pop Socket. Faux show. And it like clips right on it just magnetically connects right on the back of your phone. There you go. And now you don't have to like take off. There you go. And you could do the little pop socket. So you still have your pop socket, but now you have the little wallet that goes along with it. She's so amazed.
Wow. I didn't know that I didn't know this was a thing.
I did not know what kind. I should pay attention to this because we eat lunch every day, and I'm like, what color is her phone case? And I didn't know. I was like, oh, just get white.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope that you find some good use out of it. So
I mean, it's already in progress.
there you go. Merry Christmas, friend.
Wow, thank you.
You're quite welcome.
Oh
So
my
that's the
gosh.
kind of thing I like to do. I like remember those little tokens of
Yes.
things. That little things that you mentioned. I was like, oh, that'd be a nice thing to get. Or even like
Yeah.
I try to pick up things, throughout the year. There's actually some stuff I saw for your girls that I picked up in like August. I was like, oh my God, I have to get this now because it's released and I need to get it. So yeah, little stuff like
Wowie,
that.
I am speechless. Thank you.
You're welcome. Enjoy it. Enjoy
I
it.
thought it was going to be like a pack of cigarettes or
No.
something.
Could not be a pack of cigarettes.
Just say no, kids. Smoking
Yes,
is bad.
just say no. And it is not a spa gift card. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh
I hope
my
you enjoy.
goodness. I do.
So what's your next
All
would
right,
you
what's
rather?
the next one? Would you rather meet Santa or the Grinch?
Ugh. Okay. I'm gonna say just because I think I've seen like those Grinch videos on like social media and TikTok where like they go down to Universal and the Grinch walks around and like makes little kids cry. And I would not make a little kid cry, but I think they're hysterical. I think that interaction would be funny. So I would go with meeting the Grinch.
All right, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I don't like the ones like in the houses when people bring the Grinch like into the house and the children are like
Oh, no,
terrorized. But
no.
no, but
You
the
know what?
one
I'm
like
glad you
that, like
said
the
that.
interactive ones at Universal I've seen, that's funny.
I don't like that either, where like, oh, the Grinch comes and steals all your presents, and the kids
Yeah,
are like screaming and crying, and I'm like, no,
no.
I'm not into that.
It's what I never understood about the elf on a shelf with, you want your children to behave, so you have an elf on a shelf, but then the elves do everything bad. It just was always so contradictory to me. I never, our elves are still here, and they're just a loving family, and they show up in various costumes and outfits and things. But I
Got
never
it.
understood like when an elf was doing something bad when you were trying to use it to make your children behave. I don't know. Anyway, that's just my thought. Would you rather spend a snowy day inside or a snowy day outside?
Ugh. Can I choose neither? I would definitely choose inside.
Okay, even with tubing?
Even
Even as a tubing
I
enthusiast?
once asked the Wonkos, like, "Why don't we go tubing on like a Friday night?" And I don't think her husband laughed harder than any time. I didn't even say anything. Just laughed and laughed and laughed and
Oh
laughed, and
my
now it's a recurring
gosh.
joke. Um,
Oh,
no,
wait a minute. This just in,
this
breaking
just in.
news. Uh, Jason Wonko announced, I bought peanut butter peanut butter trees.
Ooh,
Wait, what? I was like, huh? And he's like, yeah. And I hid them and they're here. I was like, I so I guess that's 2 desserts that he likes.
wow,
And, peanut butter is contraband in our house because of the allergies. So it
got it.
was, we're going to tuck it away and eat it privately. But I was like, oh, sir, that and the Bang raspberry cookies are really up the charts right
Yes.
now. So
Um, what were we talking about? I forgot what we
snowy
were talking about.
days.
Oh yes, no,
You
yes.
say none, but you had to pick one.
So if I had to pick one, it would definitely be indoors. Normally, when it snows, I go outside and I start snow blowing, and then my wife, I love her. She's the smartest person I know. She sometimes yells at me about how I'm blowing the snow. Like, am I doing
Mhm.
it right, or is it going in the right direction? And I'm like, yeah, I just want to get it done. So, but there's normally that. It's the clearing of the snow and cleaning off the cars, and I would rather just be inside. I don't. It's funny too because like when I was younger, like I used to ski. I used to go like we used to on a whim like be like, hey, let's go up and ski for a Friday night or a Saturday, and we would just go because we went all the time when we were in high school and college. And now I'm like, ugh, winter.
It just all sounds terrible to me. Although I don't mind. I don't like when it's one day it's 60 and the next day it's 30.
Yeah,
I don't mind if it's consistently cold and cold like 30, not 2. But the constant like up and down and up and down and up and down is just not it's not my jam.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I enjoy running outdoors and playing golf and being outside in good weather. It's just something that I enjoy way more than wintertime. I am team summer all the way. So
Same.
yes,
Same.
as we know.
Yes. All right, one more.
But I love Christmas. That's the weirdest part about it.
Ugh,
I mean, I
me
don't
too.
like winter, but I love Christmas. And at the same time, it's like again, as soon as it's New Year's, 5, 4, 3. Is it June? It's
Yeah,
like
it's true. Is
literally,
it summer
I'm
yet?
moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Would you rather listen to All I Want for Christmas Is You on a loop
Okay,
as the only Christmas song that you can ever listen to,
okay.
or I'm gonna buy these shoes? You know that Christmas song, the
Oh, the
Christmas shoes?
Christmas shoes. Oh my God, that's not even a choice. The Christmas shoes is the most depressing song in the whole world. I mean, it's a beautiful story, but it's like the thing at the end, and then the kids are singing, and you're like, "Oh, I want to crash my car."
Yeah.
I'm crying so much.
Is there a more fair, is there a more, something to put up against All I Want for Christmas Is You that's a little more challenging?
I would think it would be like if you want to listen to Christmas Shoes or Santa Baby by Madonna. Like, there's no good choice on either of those. Santa Baby is a creepy song.
Do you have a favorite Christmas
All
song?
I Want for Christmas Is You brings my son so much joy.
I love that song too.
I don't know. I mean, he will just bop his head along.
Because it's a great song.
He just loves it.
It's a great song.
Favorite Christmas song. Goodness. I mean, anything by like Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, like any of the classic guys, because I was kind of brought up on that stuff with my mom, listening to that on Sunday mornings.
Record player.
Yeah, literally record player.
Yeah.
My mom has literally all the original
All
Frank
the
Sinatra albums on vinyl, which
Mhm.
is like crazy to think about. So yeah, it's great that those songs probably are the ones that I like the most. Like Frank Sinatra's version of "I'll Be Home for Christmas," I think is beautiful. Yeah, that's probably my favorite. What about you?
Mine is hands down. So at lunch we
I'm
have
sorry.
lunch together.
I'm
Joe and
sorry,
I.
everybody. I'm sorry, everybody, for singing like that. But somebody has been regaling me with that tune during lunch out of nowhere. Go ahead.
Merry, 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 Merry Christmas. And it's just, it lightens the mood. My most favorite Christmas song, hands down, no competition, is Frank Sinatra, "A Christmas Waltz."
Yeah, I know it. Okay.
And at the end, he says, "Merry Christmas."
Yeah.
Do you know it?
I do.
How does it go?
I don't know. I know I've heard it though. I
5,
can't.
6, 7, 8. Frosted window panes,
There you go.
candles.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. That
Yes.
version is great.
Every song you hear seems to say,
That's a good one.
Merry
My
Christmas.
wife likes "I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas."
I
That's
always
been
think of
hers.
Anne Hathaway on the Elmo special when my kids were little, and she sang that. Like, she came on. It was the Christmas counter downer.
Yes. Can you please do your Anne Hathaway impression after she was done dancing on the Oscars?
It was a lot
The
of
arms.
heavy
The arms
breathing.
have to go out. I need the arms.
And then the full clap. Full clap. But yeah, and she sang that, and my kids, we must have watched. Do you remember that when your kids were little? The counter downer. Ben Stiller was on. Stiller the Elf. No,
I don't.
it was a hot Elmo Christmas. No,
I think I remember it. I think I remember seeing it. Yeah,
it's really good.
It's a good
It
one.
was a star-studded cast.
That's do you have a favorite? I mean, I know the answer to this. What is your favorite Christmas movie?
Ooh, my favorite Christmas movie is "It's a Wonderful Life."
Okay.
And my
And I did not know the answer to that question.
Oh, what'd you think? Christmas Story?
Christmas Story. Yeah.
Yes. No, "It's a Wonderful Life" is my ultimate favorite Christmas movie. And my favorite Christmas cartoon is one from the 80s, classic, right? We've talked about how children consume media now, and you can watch something 8,000 times. We had to wait the entire year for it to be on. Coming this Tuesday on CBS at 8 p.m. was the mice, and the little boy, the little mouse, writes a letter to Santa saying that the whole town doesn't believe in him.
I think I remember that one. Yeah, I gotta look that one up.
Christmas bells are ringing, Santa.
I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say Charlie Brown Christmas. Who knows anything about Charlie Brown anyway?
Charlie Brown Christmas isn't. No, that is not. Yeah, no. It's beautiful. We actually watched that at church at CCD the other day. It was lovely, but
nice.
No. How about you? Favorite movie?
So, I mean, I have a couple. I really like Scrooged with Bill Murray. I know that's kind of an odd choice, but I love Bill Murray in that movie. I think he's great.
Okay.
It's a great adaptation. I do like A Christmas Story. I think it is. I don't know if a lot of people have seen it, but Spirited on Apple TV with Will Ferrell and
Oh, that's a new one.
I feel it is that is a fantastic Christmas movie, and if you have not seen that, you should sit down with your family and you should watch it. It is excellent. Um,
All right,
I
that's a
thought
hot
some of the
tip.
other there was 8-Bit Christmas a couple seasons
Yeah, that
ago,
was great. That
which
was
was
great.
really cool because like I grew up during that time in the
Mhm.
80s of someone getting in the Nintendo and all that stuff. So that was
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
But those are the ones that I really like to watch. I can't say I'm like a big It's a Wonderful Life person. Just because like we didn't really watch that when we were kids.
Me neither.
So like
I
I
didn't see
understand.
it until I was probably like
Yeah.
2021.
Yeah. But
Plus it
I'm
was black
telling
and
you,
white, so like who wanted to watch that?
yeah, and
Yeah.
Spirited is excellent. It really is.
Mm.
Um that one is really good. But of course, probably my favorite of all would be Elf. Um just because there's so
It's a
many funny
classic.
lines from that movie. It's at this point it's a classic. 20 years.
20 years.
Which
I
is like
remember seeing that on a
blink
Friday
your eyes.
night. Yeah, in the movie theater. I can distinctly remember going with my sister and Mike and
Me
going to
too.
see it. Yeah.
I remember seeing that too.
Yeah. It was good. It's good. It's great. It holds up.
Yeah. It and that's the thing too. It does hold up. That's the great part about it. It really is an incredibly funny movie.
And did you know that all of the scenes in New York were filmed at the very, very beginning before they went to the soundstage? It was the first thing that they filmed, and all of the people that are seeing him in real time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's I can't remember. I want to say it was. I gotta look it up now. It's like the movies that made us, or the Christmas
Oh,
movies that made
yes.
us, and they kind of go
Yes.
over the backstory of that movie.
Mhm.
And it's where some of the voices come from, and Jean Favreau's vision, and it really is great. I mean, and a great cast too.
Oh, yeah. Shout out
Really,
Favreau.
yeah, good stuff. Any other would you rather's for me, or are you?
Well, no, I think that was the whole list, but I will. So I have another little a proposal for you as we wind down 2023,
Okay.
and so I am curious, what was your peach and what was your pit? So what was the highlight for you, or the worst part of the year, the best part of the year?
Um, I know you always love to do this. For so Rosenthorn, right? I would say one of the top things for me was my trip to Europe over the summer with my family. I got to see things that I've always wanted to see: Colosseum, Florence, Genoa, and just go to cities that I've always wanted to go to. I now have an itch to go back and see a lot more of those cities. Um, I also really have been I've really watching my kids grow and be high school kids and be involved in their athletics and the great things that they're doing has been a highlight of the year for me. And I'd say the pit has been adjusting to the new busier schedule and balancing it all. That's why this has kind of been cathartic and helpful for me to like
Yeah.
talk these things through. My kids have gotten busier. I told you a story the other day where my daughter was like, I think I want to go back to the gym, and I just laughed, and I was like, when? When? There's no get a license, girl. You're 15. Just start driving.
Yeah. Do you drive yet? Yeah.
Yeah, can you just drive?
Yeah.
But no, those two things would probably be peach in the pit for me. It's been a challenge to do that, which again you can't compare tragedies, but you also can compare how people live their lives. I'm sure other people have had bigger and more difficult struggles than I have, but those are things that I have my top and my bottom for this
Okay.
year. What about
Nice.
you?
Definitely the most difficult it has been health struggles. Watching family members go through health struggles has been most difficult. Just really rallying around, those kinds of things. Definitely been difficult. And I would say the best part of the year is just it's two words. The first word is jet. The second word is ski.
Yes, the
Woo!
jet ski is a big deal.
Big ups to
Um,
the jet skis this year because,
yeah, unfortunately,
yeah,
we didn't get a chance to peruse those this summer just
nope.
because life got in the way.
Just the learning. It's a lot to learn. And one of the kids in school the other day was saying, he's been talking about, AI and trying to reshape how we think about AI. And I said, did you walk here today or did you drive? Did you come on a horse and carriage or did you get on a bus, right? And and one of the kids was like, motorcycle. And I was like, you didn't ride a motorcycle here. And that's very dangerous, said the lady with a jet ski. It's like,
But you're a responsible boat owner. It's not
try.
like it. Yeah, it's not like you're going out on the jet ski, like, tipping back some drinks.
No, never.
Um,
Oh my
no,
gosh,
never is
no.
right.
No.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I personally a highlight professionally for me has been starting this.
Yes.
We would be remiss if we did not thank our new ever-growing audience for being a part of the podcast and following us on the socials and taking part in our conversations. We've had some great guest speakers. We already have some recordings with some I don't want to say I want to say high profile guests.
High profile.
People who are out in different ways advocating for teachers and who have big platforms on social media. We're gaining some momentum. We have some things coming up in the works that we hope that you will continue to be a part of, and keep listening and sharing and being part of the conversation. I also know personally that, not to get into details, but I know how difficult this year has been for you, friend. And I admire how you approach each and every day with light and love for the students that are in your classroom and care for other people. And you make me laugh every single day, and we laugh about stupid and incredibly inappropriate things.
They do.
But I cannot tell you how much I value our friendship, and I care about your well-being and your family's well-being. And I'm just so happy over the last month that some dark clouds maybe are moving out of the way and better things are on the horizon. So you mean a lot to me, and I appreciate our little relationship. I appreciate you.
I appreciate
Jamie
you.
Wonko. Jamie Wonko.
Here's my new saying. I'm going to take this into the new year with me, and something to really think about and concentrate. If you can say genuinely that your blessings are greater than your burdens, then get up, get out, and get going. And let's, do our best, put our best foot forward, and try to avoid curmudgeonhood.
I like that, curmudgeonhood. Oh, that's a good one. We need that on a t-shirt.
Hashtag curmudgeonhood. So
Yeah.
here's my last piece for you. Every year, and I will absolutely credit this to my friend Michelle. I have a lot of Michelles, but this is my Mrs. Michelle Joe, aka Mama, aka Mayor of our town, and Mama J. She don't play, and so every year she encourages all of us to say or set a word of intention for the upcoming year. So I'm not going to ask you because you really gotta think about it. So I'm just going to say my word for 2022 was pace. I was trying to really sort of slow myself down a little bit, not get, overwhelmed. My word for 2023 was goals. I don't know if I can I'm going to have to reflect on how that went for me because my year was kind of turned upside down. I don't have my word for 2024 because it does take me a couple of weeks to really meditate on what I believe my word is going to be. So I'm going to ask you this when we meet again in 2024.
Well, I might already have one, and I'll just save it for our 2024 episode. Absolutely. So, as always, friend, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
And we wish you all Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy all things. And we look forward to seeing all of you again in the new year with our first episode of 2024. Happy holidays, everybody.
Bye.
Happy holidays from the Balancing Act podcast to you and your families. 2024 has some great things on the way. We look forward to you taking the journey with us.